Okay, so if you left an imprint in her life, the likelihood of her wanting to come back around is going to happen. Now, you just got to remember that what did she leave you for in the beginning? If a woman left you for wrong reasons, a friend being in her ear, thinking she can get better, those are mostly the common reasons, right? Then you have to know that it was all not like logical or it wasn't a good decision. The problem is if you get too caught up on the idea of why she left, you're going to probably mess up things for yourself. Here's where I really recommend and highly want y'all to be very much patient with yourself, because I could do videos all day about some of the signs you'll notice, if she's coming back, what you gotta do. But you also have to be aware where it's like, okay, what do you have to do differently yourself? I say this because you can be engaged with her for a while, you can have good memories, you could have the good parts of her and think that there's still a lot of potential, or you're waiting for a good given moment, but that's not accepting that you're not seeing her for who she is or the flaws that she can bring. I always say to people, like, do you want it to be that you do still remain with her or have her back in her life, and then you have the fifth year, or you spend 5 years together and it's still somehow the same thing of how she didn't sincerely change? Now, this is the test for your own self. Are you literally going into this knowing that you wanted it to be one way and now changing? Or do you find that you're trying to save it, look at her differently, trying to find some good in her just to have potential going on? Let me give you an example of a story that I know of that's common, is that a woman will go ahead and throw a few things, right? So she'll say to him, oh, well, my friend can get this from her friend. Or, oh, my girls think about this in relationships, right? And then there's the other aspect of like, well, you're wasting my prime, or I want to get married soon, right? Because sometimes I talk to y'all and y'all have women from the range of 20 all the way to 40, sometimes all the way even to 50. So it really just depends. Sometimes these females are going to get remarried as well, or simply even got engaged to before, or just have this expectations. Another common one too is that they know somebody that either got engaged or married. So a lot of her projection is carried out onto you. Now, for all my fellas that doesn't or don't or won't have similar situation, you just got to think of what is being brought to you that makes you have to now change the direction that you were leading towards. And I'm not saying leading, right? So that means you wanted to go about it this way, or you knew what was best. Now, the reason I bring this up is because at that point, it's like she's pushing it so much with you and you're getting to the point of understanding or saying it's cool. And that's where your own ideas, your own even like self-control, your own making sure you're not impulsively doing things is like out the window, because now it's always putting her before your own choices, because you have whatever is let's say put before you comes first. So you put that if you are going to end up being single, if you don't find someone close to as good as she treated you in some areas, although she might have cheated. So it's like you have to really weigh the options properly, because you're really settling. Let's just sum it up to you're literally settling. Now, I have a question for y'all. Do you find yourself settling when maybe there's an underlying issue you don't check? Or do you find yourself settling when, let's even say, when you're not really feeling the best? Because sometimes confidence and our self-esteem, our own reassurance and validation we're supposed to have for ourselves, that's kind of thrown out the window, so the love is lacking. So when do you find yourself like, not being so true to, as they say, your higher version of yourself, which is really just your best version, that version that you put in so much effort? I also bring this up because I know some of y'all like can lose that potential or knowing what you have when you get so caught up on this female, and you guys are now internalizing things that she says to you. So if she doesn't feel like you're doing enough, you're gonna think, okay, well, I gotta step up. If she feels like, oh, these other guys can do this for me, or oh, my friends get this type of treatment, or my girl said this, or they have this idea of men, it's all projected onto you. And the further she's getting away from you, the further you're getting any control. Now, that's already making things complicated because that power dynamic is getting switched around. And y'all, if you want more exclusive, where I talk about what women want you to be doing in the bedroom, the deep details, there is no filters there. There is no, let me watch my mouth. No. But you could definitely get that if you go ahead and become a YouTube member or a Patreon member, and just way more exclusives. There's already over 200 things that you can go ahead and catch up on, uploads, and there's going to be so much more. And also you can just become a YouTube member, or not YouTube, I mean Patreon member, because I will be dropping a video that's exclusive. Won't be on YouTube, but it is an exclusive where you can get it if you are a member. So yeah, check it out. The link is there. Don't forget about my website. So let me just get to wrapping up. I want y'all to just try exercises where it's like discovering how much have you lost yourself, or how much do you expect yourself to be somewhere where you're not. Although those are questions, and I already asked some, those are just to kind of like get your brain to start really taking it away from what does she want, what has she been making me feel, that type of thing, and switching it over to what do I want, what do I expect, what is real love for me, what is my ideal woman. More questions, of course, that I'm asking, but these are for your own self-reflection, because you want it to be that you start, like, look at it like this. You start looking in the mirror and saying, oh, okay, I'm Tony, I'm Brandon, I'm Michael, I'm Jordan, I'm Alex. Yes, I know myself. When I say this, I sincerely mean it, because you literally can get so lost in a relationship that you are trying to save, that you're trying your best, your hardest. And you just do not want to operate off of desperation. You don't want to operate off of vibrations that's giving fearful scarcity. And realistically, y'all, believe it or not, that's what you're going to end up attracting. Because you'll think, oh, if I give this off, or I'm trying my hardest, she's going to start really changing. She's going to really try to do the best to make this work. But that's not going to work. You're going to give that off, and you're going to end up getting reasons that's showing you, oh yeah, you should feel that way. You should have felt that way. But that's all because you set yourself up to feel that way. And I seriously mean that. You don't want it to be that you get comfortable in these feelings or you get too consumed. I want y'all to really answer those questions. Of course, reflect, then have a strategy, game plan of what you want to do next. I got y'all. If you book a consultation, I will help you all the way through. It's not strategies of necessarily getting her back or how you want to deal with her. We'll talk about that, but the focus is on you. It is about you. It's all about what I want y'all to be doing mixed with what you want for yourself. And I'm saying I won't be having my emotions tied to how she's impacted you, but I will tell you what I feel like you should be doing. And I want you to now know that this is what's best for yourself. And you can also have your own idea of like, this is the ideal man that I want to be. This is what I feel like I lost, but I'm gaining because, oh, this is the direction. I want your confidence to be built back up. So let that shine through. Let it come through. Don't let the idea of what she thinks or what she's taken away or feelings that were low vibrations get the best of you. It's time for us to get that turned around, and it's going to happen. So I hope this helped in some way. I love y'all. Take care of yourself. Always remember things do get better. And if they're already good, it will still get better than that. And if it gets bad again, it will still get better. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all very soon. Bye, y'all.